Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Looplearnings. This is the next video in the series. We are making POS management system. This is going to be the second last video of this series, perhaps, if not the last. And in this video, I'm going to focus on creating a user interface to run those reports that we have made until now. So if you want to learn, then stick around till the end. I hope that you will take away something from this video. So if you end up liking whatever you will see, please do smash the like button as well. Subscribe to the channel, join the channel as a member to support me and support this channel. That would be great. Okay, so what needs to be done? What kind of user interface we want? Well, first of all, I want a button here that says reports, and the moment I click on that button, a pop-up form should appear with a bunch of text boxes and buttons and drop downs to run the report. Okay, now how do we do that? Let me go to the designer view of Microsoft Access, and this is where we will look at what are the reports. So we have inventory movement report. This we made in the last video, so if you haven't watched that video, I would encourage that you do watch, because it's very interesting to have a purchase record and the sales record in a single report. We have got inventory report, we have got invoices, we have got purchase, and one more report which is sales report. So there are about 5 or 6 reports. So I think this will be the right time to build the user interface to run these reports. So we'll start with the foundation, the basics, and you know my style of working, and then we will get into a little bit of depth wherever it is required. So what should we do? Actually, I'm going to copy one of these forms and I'm going to paste, and I'm going to say reports center. Okay, is it TER or TRE? You know what? I'll say reports F. How about that? Okay, and now I will go to reports F, the form which we have just created, and I'm going to basically keep it as it is, but I'm going to get rid of the code behind this form. So the code for all the objects like buttons and anywhere else where we coded, that should also be removed so we can do refresh coding. Now I'm going to keep these text boxes. They are not a bound text boxes. They are unbound, so I'm going to still keep them. What I need to do with these text boxes is, for example, we will have 2 text boxes. This one we can call it start date. The reports, in the reports you can have the dates given, so you put the start date, end date, and you have a button, and then you run that report, right? So there is a start date and there's an end date, so I always like to create that as well. So we can call it txt start date. That's very important that you do change the names etc from this form, because I have copied, so it's not a form which is being created from the ground up. Okay, so txt start. Similarly, we are going to give a name, and the name would be obviously txt end date. Okay, so txt start date, txt end date. That is brilliant. Now let me just right click and let's remove the layout. And should we make these fields a little smaller? And absolutely we can. Okay, what else? Well, one more thing we can do, we can select these labels and we can reduce the width of these labels. Okay, so now let's select these 2 and let's bring them here. Okay, there we go. Now what we will do is we will make a drop down perhaps, and that drop down will have the name of the report that user wishes to generate or run. So for drop down, we'll go to the form design, and I'm going to pick this combo box, and I'm going to drop it right here. And I'm going to cancel for now, and I will tell you why did I cancel. So we'll just expand the text box, sorry, the combo box width, and then we'll do a little bit of modification. We'll do some formatting as well as it is required. So we can change the label, and the label will be choose report. Okay, you know what, we are going to make this a little bit of change right here, and we'll do the format, sorry, not here. We'll choose the width, and let's just say 4 centimeter. Okay, and the reason I did that is because I want to bring this right here, and I want to extend the sorry, I want to extend the width of the label for this combo box. Okay, and so in the combo box, what I'm going to do is, all right, let's align these. Okay, now for the combo box, we are going to have a obviously we're going to have a row source in which we will use the row source type will be value list, and then we'll go to the row source. Sorry, and then dot dot dot, and we click here, and then we can give a name of what we want to see in this list. Now I will scroll down till the end so I can see the names of the reports, so I can then refer to these reports names. So the first report I'm going to make is sales report. All right, and I'm going to make purchase report. Now I'm going to make um, invoices report, and then I'm going to make inventory report, and then the last one we will have inventory movement report. And then, if you want to add more, you keep adding, and it will ask you, hey, you want to have any default value? I'll keep it blank. I'm not going to select any one of those as default value. So go to the format, the height of the text box. We can select this and we can change the height of this. Now we can see there is uniformity in the height and the looks. Okay, so what else do we need to do? Well, I think still there's some adjustment needs to be made when it comes to the width of the label, because that is still, there we go. Okay, now this is fine, I think so. And let's align this. So we are only aligning because then it will look nicer. Otherwise, it may not look nicer. So that's why I'm aligning. Okay, so we'll get a button as well. Button we already have. So we'll come here and we'll say run report or generate report, whatever you want to call it. It's totally and completely up to you. Okay, so now we have a nice little form which will help us to basically, there you go. Okay, we will add two more combo boxes, and purely the reason is because we want to add month and year in the drop down as well. And month and year, of course, we are running report. So if you are running report, or if you are giving this option to someone who will be using this application, they can run a report for a particular year or for a particular month as well. So that's why we should have these two combo boxes as well. So we'll say CBO start, sorry, yeah, CBO year. It's not a start date. CBO year, and then CBO months. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now we will give this because for year, for FY there is nothing. For months we do have the table which we can refer to, and we can fetch the months names and numbers. So this is going to be months, so let's add that into the label, month, and this will be year. There we go. Okay, so for year, as I said, let's make this as the combo box as well. Okay, so what's the height of this? Height 0.075. Let's select all, and we'll change the height to 0.075. All right, so that should do definitely. Now let's change the data property sheet of the combo box, and right here we will assign this to an external table which is months t. You have seen that table just now, and month ID, month name, and that's pretty much it. And then you go to format and you choose the column count 2. The first one is 0, and the second column we can see definitely. And for year, you can either type in manually, which I'm going to do just to speed things up, or you can have a query which will have all this information available. All right, so let's add the row source, and the row source would be 2025, 2026, 2027. Okay, let's run this form and let's see how does it look like. Is there anything that we have to consider? Okay, So year is not working. January, Feb, March, April. Oh, that's because I'll tell you why it is not working. So I'm going to select both and I'm going to remove locked as no, enabled yes. Okay. So now if I'll come here, I can actually add the number of years. Okay. So, and let's change the caption as well. So we'll go to the format and we'll say run reports. Come on, I need to capitalize properly. Run reports. There you have it. Okay, now let's go to reports and let's have a logic behind this button to run these reports. So for that, I will go back here and I will give a name, CBO choose reports. Okay, and then we'll have CBO months, CBO year, and then TXT started. Perfect. Everything, all the objects are basically properly named, and we will name this as well, BTN run report, something like that. Okay, we'll go to the let's first again let's go to form view and rest assured we have the year, we have the month, and the other thing we notice is there is no calendar pickup. So let's fix that as well. So let's select both and let's go to the format of the property sheet and date picker will have always for these two. Okay, now let's click on this combo box. Let's go to data tab and let's copy these names. Oops, let's copy these names of the reports and I'll go to the run report event dot 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 code builder, code builder, not user, code builder. All right, here we are. So I'm going to paste the name of the report. So I'll say if me dot cbo choose report dot column 0 equal, what's the name of the report? First we'll see sales report. Then do what? Well, then do cmd dot open report and parenthesis open parenthesis close, and the name of the report would be sale report. So it will be sales R. There you have it. But here's a very important point, okay? Comma, and we want to see as a report, okay? Nothing else. And then you close that with end if, but we have to do a little bit more when it comes to doing else if statements. So the second report, so this one is gone, okay? Sorry, yeah, sales report is gone. Now let's have purchase reports. Now we are done with copy and pasting, actually same code, but we need to look at what report we are going to run now. So purchase report, so let's copy and paste, and the actual name of the report would be purchase R. All right, so we'll paste right here. Now let's copy this, paste, and what is the next report? Purchase report is done. We have invoices report. Okay, invoices report, and the name of the report is not, so name of the report is right click, select, and paste right here. Okay, so once we have written a code block, it's very easy to reuse that code block. Yeah. Okay, and after this we go to inventory report, and the name of the report would be inventory R. All right, so that is also done. The last one is inventory movement report. Let's copy paste right here. And which report should we open? Inventory movement R. All right, so okay, so if that's not the case, then you say do cmd.beep message box, please choose a report from the drop down. Okay, VB critical and information, and after this drop down. Okay, all right, so I think we are pretty much done, and we can go ahead and test it out. Okay, one more thing which I missed, and that is, what if the CVO choose report is actually empty? Then what would you do? So if we'll say if me dot this and here is null and dot column 0 is equal to true, then alright, so the error is coming because of this. And if that's the case, do cmd.beep message box, please choose the report from the drop down menu, and we will say me dot cbo choose report dot set focus. All right, if that's not the case, then if else statements will start. So let's check it out whether this thing actually works or it gives us errors. All right, so run report, and there you have it. Type mismatch. What is type mismatch? If is null, me dot column 0 equal to. Um. All right, so VB information and then information. And this one would be true. All right. See, please choose the report from the drop down. Okay. So let's get 2025. Let's say November, and we have to choose the report. And right now we are going to look at sales report. We'll click on run report, and there you have it. Let's test it with inventory movement report, and there you have it. Again, very simple reporting suite. There is no complexity. We will slowly move towards some sort of complexity in the reports, which I will show in the next video. So for now, I think this is pretty much it. I think this video will give you an idea how this particularly user interface will work to open the different reports that we have created. In the next video, I'm going to wind it up, and I'm going to hook up this form to the main form, and then so on and so forth. We should be done.